Welcome to Relic Lore. For over 5 centuries, one ancient document has challenged everything we thought we knew about Earth's true history. It's a fragment of a world map, drawn in 1513, that shows the coastline of South America with startling accuracy. But it's the bottom edge that has confounded historians, cartographers, and even the US military. A detailed, accurate depiction of Antarctica, a continent that wouldn't be officially discovered for another 300 years, and a coastline that should have been buried under a mile of ice. This is the Piri Reis Map, and this is our forensic deep dive into the paradox. To understand the map, we must understand the cartographer. Piri Reis was no armchair scholar. He was a 16th century Ottoman admiral, known as the Pirate of the Mediterranean. Born Ahmet Muhyiddin Piri in the 1470s, he participated in countless naval campaigns for the Ottoman Empire. His life was spent collecting intelligence, which, in his era, meant collecting maps. By 1513, when he compiled this fragment, he was at the nexus of global information, a point where East met West, and where trade secrets were often naval secrets. His position granted him access to maps that no European cartographer could ever hope to see. Piri Reis himself left behind clear Turkish language annotations on the map. He explicitly states that his compilation was based on 20 source maps. These were not his original observations, but a synthesized report. The sources included Portuguese charts, recently captured from the Atlantic, Arabic maps of the Indian Ocean, and crucially, an ancient chart. He claimed one of his sources was a map created by none other than Christopher Columbus, a map believed to be lost to history. This map is, therefore, a snapshot of global geographic knowledge on the eve of 1513, but its accuracy is a puzzle. The coastlines of Africa and Brazil are instantly recognizable. Now we address the elephant in the cartography room, the bottom edge. The map displays a large landmass extending southeastward from the South American coast. According to the analysis championed by historian Charles Hapgood decades later, this coastline perfectly matches Antarctica, specifically the Queen Maud Land region. Not only does it depict a continent that was unknown to the West, but it supposedly depicts the coastline as it exists beneath the ice. This suggests one of 2 impossible scenarios. Either Piri Reis possessed a miraculous form of remote sensing technology, or the original source map was made by a pre-Ice Age civilization when Antarctica was ice-free, over 12,000 years ago. This is the paradox we must forensically deconstruct. The Piri Reis map might have remained a niche historical curiosity had it not been for the work of Charles Hapgood in the 1960s. Hapgood, a history professor, was not a cartographer, but he proposed a radical theory. The Piri Reis map and several other ancient charts originated from a highly advanced, lost civilization. He argued that Earth's crust had shifted multiple times, pushing the continents into new positions. His most compelling evidence was the southern coastline on Piri Reis's map, which he insisted matched the exact shape of the Antarctic coastline, unburdened by ice. Hapgood found validation in a disputed source, a letter from U.S. Air Force Colonel Harold Z. Ohlmeyer. Ohlmeyer stated that the map did correlate with the seismological data gathered from beneath the ice sheet in the 1950s. This statement became the cornerstone of the pre-Ice Age civilization theory. If the map matched the bedrock, someone had charted Antarctica before the ice formed. However, our forensic review must scrutinize the source. Ohlmeyer was not a seismologist, and the U.S. Air Force was focused on aerial reconnaissance, not deep-time climate science. The correlation was speculative based on limited data. The most damning evidence against Hapgood comes not from glaciology, but from cartography. Piri Reis Map is a classic portolan chart, which is based on compass bearings called Rhumb lines. This projection system guarantees correct bearings for a ship, but it dramatically distorts distances and shapes as you move away from the central point. The map is mathematically inconsistent in the Caribbean. Cuba is shown connected to the mainland, an error that confirms Piri Reis inherited geographic misinformation from his sources. If the Caribbean is wrong, why must the highly speculative southern landmass be perfectly correct?
We must accept the simplest explanation before resorting to lost civilizations. Cartographers today overwhelmingly agree that the southern landmass is an extreme distortion of known geography. The line likely represents the speculative Terra Australis, or, more simply, an exaggerated and warped depiction of the South American Patagonian coast, bent downward by the portolan's inherent errors. When you use modern software to apply the known distortion rate of a 16th century projection to the Brazilian coastline, the resulting shape closely resembles the mystery landmass. With modern geospatial tools, we don't need to guess about what the Antarctic bedrock looks like. Satellite radar altimetry and high-resolution imaging have given us definitive three-dimensional models of the continent beneath the ice. This technology was unavailable to Hapgood and was certainly unavailable to the U.S. Air Force in the 1960s. We can now precisely locate the Queen Maud Land coastline. We must now bring Piri Reis's lines into the 21st century for a final forensic comparison. The forensic verdict is clear. When the Piri Reis line is placed accurately on a modern projection, it does not match the Queen Maud Land coastline, even accounting for the ice-free bedrock. The angular relationships are simply incorrect. The map is a remarkable achievement for its time, but it is a product of 16th century guesswork and flawed source material. The scientific consensus points firmly to the landmass being a composite, a speculative mixture of the Patagonian coast and the mythical Terra Australis, warped by the geometric demands of the portolan projection. So, what is the true legacy of the Piri Reis map? It's not proof of alien technology or a lost civilization. It is proof of a forgotten, sophisticated network of earthly intelligence. It stands as a profound testament to the interconnectedness of Islamic, Portuguese, and even indigenous American knowledge at the dawn of the global age. Piri Reis's true genius was his ability to synthesize these fragmented reports into a single, comprehensive document. A document that, despite its human flaws, was centuries ahead of its time. The Piri Reis map is not alien-proof, but proof of a forgotten, sophisticated network of earthly intelligence. If you found value in this exhaustive investigation, then you belong here. Relic Lore is dedicated to providing these deep-dive forensic documentaries and more of pure, sourced historical analysis without the noise. Hit the subscribe button now. Ensure you don't miss our next full report on history's most compelling unsolved mysteries.